The Fashion and Design segment, in association with Crown Paints. If you like it, crown it. From outdoors, we now move indoors into fashion and design. This week, Shrinal Patel from Crown Paints takes me through the bits and pieces of how paint and glass can create a feature wall in the lounge space.
What a nice room this is. What's behind me today is how you can transform a room with just paint effects.
What kind of variation is this?
This would be a very unique variation. Paints can be used in various techniques. As you see behind me on the wall, they've mixed crystal glass beads with a paint paste, and what we've done in this space is that we've only put this paint space on the top half of the wall, and the bottom half is still the actual color of the paint, which is the Madras rose. What happens in this case is that you could achieve this expensive, beautiful textured look in your room, and it doesn't have to be an entire wall. It could be pocket friendly. You could do it in segments. You could do it partly as a room, and it doesn't have to be an entire space.
Do you necessarily have to have natural stone as a feature wall, or rather natural stone within a feature wall?
Not necessarily. As soon as you walk into this space, the first thing you notice is the wall, and its feature is because of the texture versus the color, and it's also forming a pattern with the effects that they've been choosing for this space. It is quite an expensive effect because it's got crystal glass beads mixed in with the paint. So what happens is, if they were to do this entire wall with just that effect, they were looking at easily over 100,000 shillings. Splitting it up is still giving them that, achieving that look, but at the same time, it's something that fits into their budget for just designing this space. We're looking at probably for this entire space where they've done just the paint work with all the brilliant white undercoats as well, we're looking at probably roughly about 50 to 60,000 shillings.
Where do you get the glass marble chips from?
These glass chips are imported from South Africa. What happens is, if you just put any sort of crushed glass, there is that hazard, that the risk of getting cuts, of getting, roughness. This still has the roughness, but if you touch these glass crystals, they're more like sugar crystals. They feel like sugar crystals, but massive chunks of sugar crystals. And the good thing is that that roughness is not there yet. They are glass crystal beads, and they are mixed in with the paint and then applied on top of the wall.
What proportion of glitter would you put in a 1 liter paint for this effect?
At the initial stages, when you put the flat base coat paint, and the second stage is when now you've divided it and you mix the glass chips into the paint bucket and you apply it. While it's still wet and very fresh, we take more glass crystals with some bonding agent and we apply it on top. It is the same color. The base coat is the same as what is the base coat of the top. The only variance comes in is with the glass chips. The glass chips are mixed in with the paint and then applied, and then we put more chips on top, which makes the color on top look slightly darker than the one at the bottom, and that's where you now see the difference in texture, and it also gives you that depth of color, which is what we say as a shade, a variance in the hue. With the focal point here, where we've got the statue of the Buddha, the client wanted something that was more outstanding, something that would highlight the actual figurine, and we proposed to do a silver paint, which was a matte finish, and the matte silver paint did not give her that sort of extreme blingy look that she wanted to achieve. So once again, like I said, paintworks can transform your room. We took glitter, which is available in any craft shop. It's the confetti glitter that you will find people doing arts and crafts with. It's glitter that people use in a lot of decoration parties, and that's the glitter. It comes in packet form, or you get in little plastic tubes, and we just mixed a whole lot of it into the paint itself, gave it a good mix and then applied it on top. So it gave that very blingy feel. And that's what I mean, is that the paint can change. That paint at its original state had no shine. It was matte finish silver, but now it's got the actual glittery blinks to it, which actually forms a big contrast with the glass beads, which have their own shine in depth, and this one has a total shine that's all round through.
What makes this the ideal space?
This room plays the ideal space because it's got a very beautiful contrast of color, where it's got a daring mix of a contrast of green and pink. Many people would say that, you know, ideal spaces are something that needs to stand out, and that's what I mean. It is ideal because it stands out in its way. I feel that the paint has transformed this room, but to an extent where you've got a chance to play with a lot of other colors with the pink.
Whose ideal space is this? Or what profile are we looking at for this entire room?
This is an ideal space for a single working class mother who is somebody who loves to entertain. However, I don't feel that this space would be ideal for a single working class man because of the various reasons that you see around you in terms of the furniture, the colors, and the setting arrangements. This space would be ideal for a lady who is single, working class, and somebody who entertains a lot. We say that because the spacing around the furniture, it is very ladylike, it is very feminine. The plush pillows, the comfortable couches, the candles behind me, the rug, and this perfect coffee table. It shows that it is a lady's house, it is a lady's space.
The Fashion and Design segment, in association with Crown Paints. If you like it, crown it.
In every little store.